Education is the most important thing in our community, specifically in Black community. You know, we talk about all these things and we kind of get off task about voting, get rid of the future.
Right.
So when it comes to the youth, if you invest in the youth, a lot of these problems will fix themselves. And when I say education, I'm not just talking about, oh, they got a diploma, they got a college education. I'm talking about early childhood education. If we don't lay the foundation, they still live in the residual effects of the crack epidemic. So a lot of times the frustration with our people is, our frustration is the political process. Where are the policies where you even attempted to say, you know what, we did this to this community. We made movies, documentaries, still living the residual effects of those things through my family members. I've had to raise nephews because of what was done to us in that time period. And it's frustrating that no one is talking about the importance of education. We're talking about voting, we're talking about old. No matter, we not white, we Black in this country, man. So if we don't start investing in ourselves in terms of our children, nothing is going to change. We're going to be here for another 50, 60 years, and they clearing the board. Now the economy has gotten so bad that a lot of us can't afford to live. When I say us, I'm talking about Americans in general. My own son, 22 years old, very bright future, college, national guard, all these things. I could go on and on and on. But he don't want to have children. He don't want to bring kids into this world. So it took 100 and some years for me to finally get to a person in my family that went to college, that has gotten in zero trouble, proper father figure in his life, proper mother figure in his life, and now he don't want to have kids. And I'm like, thanks, you're going to mess everything up. Because all the degenerates are having the children. But they are degenerates because of what we have done to our people. Not just the politicians, but us and ourselves. The men in our community who can do more are going to have to do more. We're going to have to exercise more patience with each other. Our Black women, we need you to have more patience with us when and where you can. Black men, we gotta have more patience with our Black women when and where we can, or nothing is gonna change. We just talking to having town hall meetings on. We have to invest in our children. We gotta get these drugs in our community. We have normalized drugs in our community. It's all in the music. We think weed is a cure for anything. It is not. It causes anxiety. It causes depression. The weed is far stronger today than it was back in the day. And we are smoking weed with our children. We listen to the same music as our children. We dress like our children. The mothers and daughters are sleeping with the same men in the community. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And until we invest in our children properly, nothing is going to change. Early childhood education, getting these drugs out of our community, and building families. Families are the foundation of community.
So yes, just to really piggyback off of what the brother just said, he's 100% correct. One of the things that I've always contended is that as a community, we have got to get back to who we are. We are conservative minded. It's just that because of, I don't know, cultural conditioning, we have aligned ourselves with an ideology that runs counter to our progress. When you're talking about family, when you're talking about familial structure, and the brother was 100% correct, you have to get in the formative years of children when they're about 8 years old. But after that point, if it's not in them, they're going to be subject to the whims of culture. As you said, this music is garbage, it's poison. The culture, like the weed, all this stuff, we have to do a hard reset, and that's uncomfortable for a lot of us to hear. But as I would say, as a conservative, I'm proud to say that, we have to align. I guarantee you we would have a better outcome as conservatives if we embrace that mentality and that ideology. Every other culture knows what we're capable of. If we were to come together and really have our families intact and really do the thing, we have that Moorish spirit. And a lot of people don't really understand what that is and the power of our melody. But our counterparts do. They understand it. We just don't know that. We use it and harness it into the most negative ways possible. But I think that as a whole and as a community, right now with this illegal immigration, they're literally all the things that are being proposed and flooding this country with, they're replacing us as a reliable voting. A lot of us are waking up, and we're starting to say, "Hey, wait a minute, we're just not going to just go with the Democrats just because they're saying this. We have lived experience that we counter these things with in this narrative. Because everybody has access to a cell phone and the internet, you don't have to rely on mainstream media to get your news